big up. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, and you know what it is. The transfer window is open, and your boy is here to talk about all the different happenings. Of course, there is big news to be had. Of course, guys, it's going to be an interesting one. You know, guys, how it goes. The Manchester United fan base, we are desperately looking for some things that could definitely change our season. It's going to be an interesting situation. Big up to Triple M. Mbwemo wants Man United. 100% I've been hearing, I've been saying, talking about these things for the longest while, guys. You know what I mean? I haven't spoken about Mbwemo, but of course, he's an interesting player, which will be a good signing. I think it will be interesting to see what happens there and when is going to happen. But the most interesting thing, guys, is the deal for Matthias Cunha. Of course, already been announced. Big up to Ornstein with the bomber. Big up to Hayden Pro in the building. Of course, it's gonna be interesting. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you haven't heard, Bro, the deal for Matthias Cunha, a total package of 123 million pounds. Yeah, Man United have triggered his release clause, which is stands at 67 million pounds. We will be playing 20.3 million a year for the next 3 seasons, and of course, his wages at the where he was at Wolves was 100 and something K a week, 120, I believe it was. Now it goes up to 200K per week at Man United. And these are his fees, which we will be paying Matthias Cunha. Of course, there's some bonuses and stuff involved. So the total period, 5 seasons at Man United, is going to be interesting. Almost 20 million a year for the player. Yeah. Interesting times, guys. Interesting times. Some other interesting news. Man United is definitely willing, as you were talking about in Mbwemo, Triple M. Man United are in the race with Newcastle for the Brentford player. Newcastle think 60 million pounds, which Brentford are seeking, is a bit on the steep side. However, Manchester United are definitely not worried and they're thinking we could pay that 60 million pounds if it means that it will keep us ahead of the competition. It's interesting. Man United are pushing their weight around. There were reports that we only had 123 million to spend this summer without sales. I was telling you guys that if we were to win the Europa League, that would double or triple to 300 million pounds. But now, yeah, we definitely don't have that. So, you know what I mean? There's some interesting reports coming in about a young center back from Udinese as well, Omar Solet. It's a player that there have been reports that Man United have already been in talks with. Advanced negotiations are continuing. A player that is said to be probably releasing for somewhere between 20 and 27 million pounds would be his price tag. And there is some rumors that he might be the second signing. That is how close Man United is to a deal for the Udinese centre back Omar Solet. He's not a player that I'm hugely familiar with, but he looks strong and he looks sturdy, looks capable, good in the air, good with his feet, but I haven't seen much of his games. So I don't know, guys. I can't really say too much, but apparently Man United are head over heels for this guy because it said that he could be our second signing after Matthias Cunha. And Bremo and Cunha is cooking, says Hayden Pro. Left to be seen, broski. Left to be seen. And with one game a week, they should be cooking because they're going to have lots of time to get some rest in, guys. It's going to be an interesting one. You know what I mean? I know everyone is thinking what I'm thinking. You know, hopefully it works fine. Hopefully it works fine. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, this. Anyway, so guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know. I see Ray Carlos coming in and saying, we definitely come on. Let's go for Kumbremo. I know my boy Hayden Pro is definitely interested in that. He's already saying they're going to be cooking. Yeah, we are ready to, we really got pull. Of course, we got pulled, bro. We're Manchester United. What do you think it is? Do you think this was Liverpool? No, it's not, bro. We got pulled. You see, the thing is with this signing, bro, I don't know. Oh, how much money we have to spend, how much money we're willing to spend. I'm not praising Ineos almost solo. We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that one, broski. Ineos is not getting any praise here tonight, my brother. Trust me for that. They don't deserve it. Yeah. Because guess what? They're the reason we're in this mess to begin with. We need a midfield revamp. Where's the money coming from? That's the big thing. Do you think we're gonna make 200 million in sales? I mean, Chelsea looking like they're probably gonna send Jadon Sancho back and pay £5 million than pay the 27 million for the player. It's gonna be another interesting situation. Even if we were to get 40 to 50 million pounds from Marcus Rashford, we're gonna have to pay him just about 20 million to pay his contract off. We are selling Bruno. Yeah, I know you're hoping for this one, but we'll see how that goes. If we sell Hoyland, we are selling Hoyland at a loss, my brother. Anything less than 65 million for Hoyland is a loss. So that's another loss. That minus on the FFP. Garnacho, 60 million, that goes in a little bit in positive. Rashford, I already said. Anthony is another loss, possibly, unless we get 50 million pounds. Then we break even. It's a lot of complicated situation. At the end of the day, it's the glory of Manchester United. I don't know why Mendham is be talking about Tank Ineos, bro. These guys, bro, these hipster fans. Stressful. Stressful thinking about it. But you know what I mean? Like, to be fair, I know if we sell those players, if we get a good bit of money, if we was to just get the best possible scenario in selling those players that we possibly can, and we replace them, are the signings going to come at the prices that we earn money for? Because think about it, guys. When we sell those five players, we probably not even going to earn 200 million pounds. Might just barely earn 200 million pounds from sales, but let's just say we at a loss 60 million. We just have another 120 to spend. It's going to be interesting. They definitely should get this deal done, bro. You know, it's an interesting situation to see if they will get this deal done. I don't know, guys, but if they in the heavy negotiations, there are heavy reports that Manchester United are definitely favorites. Yeah, and you think everyone is starting to think because of this Bruno is leaving. Yeah, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? I heard Paul Scholes saying in Amarim's system he doesn't see a role for Bruno. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look without Bruno, bro. I don't know about you guys, but he's been the only player I've depended on to come up with something for Man United in the past 4 or 5 seasons. Really, Ronaldo was here for 1.5, but Bruno was the guy, bro. So I don't know if he goes, he goes. And what we do with the money? Do you trust Ineos to spend that hundred and whatever 20 million pounds? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But it definitely would improve our FFP standing. 120 million pure profit comes into the club. It definitely does wonders for the FFP because you could spend up to 2 or 3 times that amount when you get that kind of incoming. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, guys. It's very much going to be an interesting one, and I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie and say I'm excited. I'm hoping Bruno goes. I'm definitely not hoping that. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not the one doing, you know what I mean? I'm not the one doing the transfers, so I can't say. What I can say is that it is what it is, to be fair. It is what it is. Fernandez is saying, I am one of those fans that think he's probably gonna stay. You know what I mean? If they're getting Cunha, they're getting Mbwemo, they're getting Gyökeres, we have to trust them a bit. Yeah, but let's think about this. You are selling the most creative player to bring two players who together are probably not even going to create the amount of chances Bruno creates. But I mean, I'm not saying that he will not create, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this is not what I've been hearing. I heard Bruno didn't really say yes or no to the club. I heard he just didn't say no. Bruno wants to move. The money is too much. The money is too much. Nah, that's not true, bro. Bruno wants to win a Premier League. Bruno wants to win a Champions League title. I don't think the kind of sportsman that Bruno is, he will go there just for money. He's making good money already, bro. You know what I mean? It's definitely true. Cunha might have created the second most big chances after Bruno, or more big chances than Bruno. But in terms of a season, when you're talking about the volume of games and the amount of big chances Bruno is creating, the hundreds a season, Bruno creates a hundred plus chances at every season, bro. Yeah, these brothers not on that level. I don't know what all them men thinking, but these brothers not on that level, bro. Bucks. I would like to get Mbwemo, Cunha and Gyökeres and have Bruno in the midfield behind them. Because finally we'll have Bruno playing with quality players. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know about men then, but we are better team with Bruno any day of the week. I not hearing that. I not even agreeing with that. And if he was to go to Saudi, bro, possible. I'm not gonna say it's not a possibility, but it's not guaranteed. The player hasn't really said I'm going to Saudi, bro. Bruno said he want to win a Prem with Man United. And if Man United finally go and buy quality players around him who we could feed into dangerous positions, do you think he would really go to Saudi to win what? To win what? It's not like if they're playing in Champions League anytime soon. Come on, guys. Football is not just about money, and Bruno's making lots of money. Let's not try to make the guy seem like it's all about the money. You know what I'm saying? You guys need to stop that. Big up to Abram in the building. To be fair, what the latest on the transfer rumors, I heard this guy, this former PL chief talking about it with some other guys, and I've read some articles, and basically what it looks like is that there's a clause in the contract that Sir Jim signed with the Glazers, which means that there's a drag-on effect that happens from August 24th, and from that day, a person who would like to buy the entire 100% stake of the club can make a bid for the club. Yeah. And a lot of people are thinking that since Sheikh Jassim has not actually withdrawn complete interest in purchasing Man United, some people think that he would be coming in for the club. I, however, think that he will wait and see if this season is also a failure and puts Man United in a dark situation of desperation. Well, the owners, that is, including the likes of Sir Jim. And maybe a bid of 5 to 7 billion would be more than sufficient at that point, to get them to sell because the debt might be too much, the bills might be too much, and the hole that they dug themselves in might be even greater than when they first came to the club. So I think that's more of a situation that might be possible. I think in such a situation, the Sheikh would have a lot of buying power and negotiating power. Maybe it might be possible. We'll see how it goes. For now, we just have to see how it goes because the news, like I said, it will be changing. It's not concrete. It's a clause that could lead to a better outcome. Who knows? When we all were saying 100% sale, some fans were interested in a 25% sale because they were thinking boyhood fan ownership, you know. But we all knew that we needed money and we needed lots of it to get Man United back where we wanted it to be. And of course, we didn't get that. So it is what it is, guys. But for now, talk of transfers, interesting possibilities and deals. You know what I mean? Manchester United, there's said to be some reports that Man United are not yet given up on Tyler Dibbling. Of course, we know Southampton has slapped 100 million price tag on his head, but Man United are said to be determined to be interested in striking a deal for the youngster. And of course, we don't know if that's going to be this summer, but Man United are still trying to find a way to convince Southampton to give them the starlet that young Diblin is. That is a player that I think would be very interesting to come into our team and play that right wing back role. I think he's very good there. You know what I mean, guys? I don't know about you guys or what you guys think, but I would like to see Tyler Dibbling. And if he cost us somewhere around 40 million, down, and maybe we play 10 million a year for 5 years, why not? Why not? 20 goals, 19 assists, 17 goals, 6 assists. Cool. Oh, did I forget to tell you that Bruno has 20 and 20? Yeah, you know what I mean? Bro, these brothers, these brothers, two of them, they only done it in a 38 game season. They have not done it playing 2 games a week. And I don't want you to come and say to me that these guys are gonna do it. Yeah. And then when the time come, they can't do it in Europe. Yeah, bro. You go say they need to adapt. Yeah. But anyway, I'll leave it as that. You know what I mean? Exactly, bro. I don't know why these men want to sacrifice a player who could lead these fellas to the promised land. You know what I mean? Lead them to the promised land. Cunha good at playing against some Premier League teams. Brian Mbwemo is good at playing against some Premier League teams. If the two of them were so good, Wolves and Brentford would be finishing top 5. You know what I mean? The way these men them acting is like Wolves in the top 6, Brentford in the top 6 too. But they're so good. But look where Wolves is. Look where Wolves is, bro. Anyway, anyway, who's your backup gonna be? Xerxes, Rashford, Sancho? LOL. Exactly, bro. These men them in rather sell Rashford, not rather sell Sancho. They're so bent on selling Bruno. What if selling Bruno means you had to keep the likes of Rashford and Sancho, bro? Right, that's a mad scene and send them on loan another season. Bro, I would be so disappointed, yeah? I would be so disappointed. I would not be selling Bruno for those guys. This guy stick? You know, when I was calling this guy to talk to him about streams, he wasn't answering. All of a sudden, he suddenly find himself in a chat. Los Blancos Arena. You like Professor Olmo. You're all a little bit too hipster sometimes. Yeah. I know the club needs money, broski, but not because the club needs money means we need to lose another 20 Premier League games next season, bro. You dig? PSG sold Mbappe. We've not PSG king. PSG had star-studded players in every other position besides Mbappe to begin with. Yeah? This is what you need to stop doing. Yeah? Brother, let me tell you something, bro. This manager wins 7 Premier League games out of 31. Yeah? Or 32. 7. Yeah? And already, already to sell Bruno and hope. Okay, 7 games was enough for all to say sell Bruno. 7 games in the Prem. Brother, the only reason we had a sort of nice season was because these brothers Bruno was carrying me through Europe, you know. All them man them forgetting the Prem, this guy was getting slapped everywhere. But they blaming the players. I'm not hammering him out, by the way. I am a little bit in doubt right now because I felt like there were moments when he should not have rotated as much because I think he rotated the team out of form in moments. Yeah, I think he made some scared decisions with some starting 11s in some moments as well because let's be real, I think he was a bit naive this season. And people could say whatever. Yeah, I would not sell Bruno for a front three of Mbwemo And Cunha, you on cracker. Does that scare you, brother? You acting like if any one of these brothers starting in any team that winning a Champions League, they're not. Real Madrid never going to knock on Cunha door, bro. Real Madrid not calling Brian Mbwemo no time. Bayern Munich neither. Yeah, Barcelona never. Yeah, what are we talking about here? If I elite club not buying these brothers, what are we doing? Or I know we experimented like Barca did a few years ago when they was buying fellas like Braithwaite and these fellas. Come on, bro. Bruno world class. I can't say the same for Cunha. I can't say the same for Brian and Bremo. I could say they're Premier League level. That is it. Because neither of them brothers do anything in Champions League or in Europe to begin with. None of them nowhere. Yeah. So I can't even call neither of them world class. But they only want to sell a world class player to bring them in. Cool, cool, cool. Exactly. We're not in the Champions League because of this manager. Because this manager was a coward. Because this manager felt in his heart he couldn't handle the pressure of coaching a team in Champions League next season, so he set me up to lose. People could be mad that I say nothing, no. But I just mad at him for throwing a finals where we supposed to get 100 million to buy players. We could have been buying Gyökeres already. We could have done sign Gyökeres, signed this one, signed that one already because we had cash in hand from winning a final. Boy, listen to me. After Real Madrid, there's Man United. The two richest clubs in the world. Manchester United, Real Madrid, Manchester United. Come on, bro. We should set a release clause about 80 mil. I think that's a good release clause. Who can replace Bruno Fernandez perfectly? I mean, whoever replaced Bruno Fernandez, if we sold them, I need 30 GA in first season. I need it too. And if they can't provide it, yeah, we gonna be revisiting this conversation because that's certain men here. If them three men together can't get 30 GA, yeah, you don't want me to talk about them three men, bro. I'm not saying don't back Ruben and over. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't back Ruben, bro. But yeah, boy, it wasn't. It was a very, very, very tough season. It's not logical, bro. It's not logical. Bruno get 30 G in his first season, bro. So if none of that, so you don't. If you're not sure, I Cunha getting 30 G next season, don't hype it. If you're not sure, Mbwemo getting 30 G next season, don't hype it. If you're not sure, I sure Gyökeres at least getting 25 G, but I still ain't go hype it. You understand? I'm not shameless at all. I'm speaking the facts. I am not shitting on the team, bro. I just not gonna bring a bunch of players who I'm not sure if they're world class at the expense of our world class talent. You know what I mean? I feel like we could progress much slower. We could bring in some more youth. Patient, you know. Man, them we done break up our rebuild that was going 2, 3 years. So expecting consistency and victories to finish top four, that is not what next season is. And if all they think that's what they're gonna expect next season, like one game a week, brother, all they in for disappointment. I am telling all they now. Because this coach, yeah, Brian and Burma could come in, Matthias Cunha could come in. I still don't think we get in top four next season. I gotta see this team perform, bro. I've been so real. What? Huh? Brother, 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 you had to divide by two when a man come from Portugal. Or three. So he scored 60. If he might add 20. So that 20 plus what? A man had what? 19. A man had what? 20. Yeah. You will see. We will see. We will see. You unproven, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. Prem proven was before the Premier was 20 years ago, was 10, 15 years ago. Prem proven mattered. If Haaland could walk into the Premier League and score 50 something goals in the first season, Prem proven is nonsense, bro. Yeah. Some of the best players in the Prem come from outside the Prem. Look at the fella I was telling man them to buy from Eintracht Frankfurt. Look what he doing for Man City, boy. Man them talk about Prem proven. Bro. You want to hear Prem proven, boy? Because half of them fellas Prem proven will never play Champions League, boy. Yeah. They will never win a Champions League medal, boy. Because guess what? They're Prem proven. That's it. Yeah. I could give examples, bro. Bro, it are better for less. Men want to spend 60 and 70 million on players when we could be spending 10, 20, and 30 on other players coming from foreign leagues who are more talent and ability. You don't need to care about Prem proven in some instances, bro. I know some men like that, but to be honest, bro, I think it's overrated. Big up to Mama Flossie in the building. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drop the link for you guys to come in and have what they say. Because, yeah, let's do that. Big up. I know almost still here. I know Hayden still there. Yeah, let me see what's going on. What? Who? But we agree on signing Gyökeres because we need a senior striker. But let me be real. Matthias Cunha is not no great creator in football, bro. He don't create much. Yeah. Yeah. Cherky is a bigger creator, bro. Cherky have 40, almost 40 GA this season for his team, Olympic Lyonnais in France. That is a player we should be signing, bro. That is a player we should be signing. 19 million euros. And men them want to spend 60. Ah, big up to Bali Tech in the building.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. Of course.
Alright, this is the first time this is working properly for me. Every time I come on, it's a bit dodgy. But yeah, you're talking some wildness, bro. And the reason why I say you're talking some wildness, yeah, is because you're basically downplaying the transfer window this season. Yeah, we've just signed Cunha, right? We just
Mhm.
we're looking at pondering at signing Mbwemo,
The
right?
next signing is
Now,
Omar Solet, bro. Sorry. But yeah.
who
Don't mean to
who
cut it. Omar Solet, the defender. I just said it, bro. The
who
defender
who
from
who who,
Udinese, the
who,
thing that going to be the
who's this?
second
Where does he play? Where does he play?
centre back.
Centre back. Okay, cool. I don't mind getting a centre back. But yeah, so it's like let's not downplay this window, yeah, because
Bro,
Cunha is a proven Premier League talent. Yeah, he's proven
okay.
at that. He knows how to. The problem that we had, right, is the people that we had leading our line didn't know how to score with regularity against Premier League teams. They knew how to score against cup teams in cup games. They knew how to do the one-off games, but against our Premier League rivals, they attack in a way that encourages the opposition to attack us more and to catch Onana doing something stupid or a defensive mistake or a refereeing error. And it's just one of them ones. But if our attack was more potent with the likes of Acuna, the likes of an Mbwemo in our team, then we would have been
Mm,
more dangerous coming up against these oppositions. In fact, yeah, I'll go as far as saying, yeah, that if we're in the tunnel and we're lining up against a Brentford or against whoever, like they will be looking at us thinking, "Oh, they got Jokeres, they got Mbwemo, they got Cunha. It's gonna be a long night for us." Yeah, they got Ahmad on as a wing back. It's gonna be a long night for us, lads. Yeah. Whereas when we was lining up before with Hoyland, Ganacho, Xerxes, then they weren't worried about that, bro. They weren't worried about that. And that's the difference, yeah. When you're in the tunnel, the game is won and lost in the tunnel. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, yeah, them times there when the brothers were looking forward, they weren't even looking at the opposition, but the opposition was scared. They were scared of us,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we did
They're
used
not
to
even
shake
scared.
hands and
They're not
hug
even
and
scared.
laugh and joke
You're
with the
playing down.
opposition, bro.
Nah, bro, you're playing down these man's record and these
You
man
see, you know,
achievement by
listen,
saying,
hold on, listen, hold on. Yeah, I might not be sounding super excited about these man them, right? But if it in Bremo, I ain't really played on in Bremo, yeah? In Bremo, averaging 30 GA and thing. That's in Bremo last season.
His GA is more or less 40 GA this season, more or
Yeah,
less.
well, I was saying that
What
in
I think
Bremo, but the next brother not is
I think
half of
one
that or
assist
less. The next
difference,
brother
yeah.
is half of that or less, and this is his first season where he got to that level of goals and assists, total
No,
goal
he's
contribution.
he's near enough 20, he's near, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but this is the
he's
Pretty
first
he's
goals,
season
bro.
in 5 years of professional football. This is his third season in the Prem, and this is the first time he get that kind of number, right? So
why
excuse
do
me
you
for
care?
not
Why
being
do you
over the
care?
moon
He was
about it.
developing. He was developing. So
Okay, he
why
was.
do you
Okay, so
care?
let's
Why do
see
you
what
care
he do
now?
next season. I not
Why?
trying to hype him
Don't
because I know
you're
Mbwemo.
trying to put him down, bro.
I'm not trying to put him down, bro.
Why you got your foot on his neck, bro?
My foot not on his neck,
What?
bro.
Yeah,
It's
your
just
foot is
that
on
I
his
want
neck,
to see him in
bro.
a Man United shirt first before
Yeah,
I
no,
hype the
don't
thing.
worry about all that. He's gonna cook for us, bro. Don't
Well,
worry
let me
about all of
see.
that.
That's what I saying. Let me see how
This
it
guy's
works.
bringing Eric Cantona energy. Don't worry
Oh
about
my
all that. Yeah,
god,
don't
bro! You
worry
see
about
all
all
these,
that.
bro? Listen, yeah,
Don't
I
worry
don't
about
like
all that.
these things.
He's
You
bringing
see,
Eric Cantona energy. Yeah, that's what I want. I
brother,
want a brother who's gonna come to Old Trafford and puff out his chest and say au revoir, banging goals from 35 yards. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see all these pussies that are running around for us. Yeah, week in week out. Yeah, missing chances for fun, missing gilt edged chances, open goals. Yeah, I don't want to see fucking strikers wrestling centre backs and not scoring any goals and then complaining about
bro.
service, yeah. I don't want to
Listen, yeah.
see that shit no more, yeah. I want to see fucking killers up front, yeah. I want to see killers up front.
Sometimes,
I want, yeah, that opposition, yeah, to disrespect us the way they've always been disrespecting us. And then when we go back up to that pitch towards their goal, they're in fucking trouble, bro. That's what I want to see.
oh
That's what I
yeah,
want to see.
bro. I get that. I get you want to see that, bro. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's a difficult situation, bro. You can't always have it like that, bro. Yeah.
Nah, we're gonna have it like that, yeah. Listen, I promise you, yeah. If we go and get this strike force, yeah, Cunha, Mbwemo, and Jokeres, yeah, broski, I'm going to be there at Old Trafford, yeah. I'm going to be there, and then when we bitch slap a team, I'm not even going home. I'm staying in Manchester, bruv. Remember, I told you, yeah, we're going to have fun next year. If these men spend the money how they're supposed to spend the money and get the right signings in, I will be there, bruv. I'm not trying to flipping drive 6 hours to Manchester, see some bullshit performances, see some shit striker wrestling with a fucking centre back week in, week out and not scoring no goals. I'm not trying to see that, bruv. Yeah? We have not scored any goals, bro. We scored almost as many goals as we scored in the
Well, I
league
mean, that
campaign
kind of thing,
as
that
the
is not just
Europa
how the
League.
players do. I have a lot to do with the
Bro,
manager style
it
of
is
play and what the
on.
manager was expecting
Listen,
from the
listen,
team.
listen, listen. It is on. Yes, but it is on. The manager wants goals from the team. It
Yeah,
is
but he
on
coaching a
the
shit
play.
fucking game.
It
How you
doesn't.
expect
No,
to score
no.
goals?
I don't. I am not buying that. He's
You not
coaching them
buying
not to
that?
score.
But we
I'm
watched
not buying.
32 games, King.
I am not
We
buying.
watch
He's
him for
coaching them
32
not to.
Premier League
I am
games.
not buying that,
And
bruv.
he
Yeah,
got
these man.
slapped.
Listen. These men are not good enough. Yeah, we
Bro,
had
these
brothers.
same man
You
them,
no
yeah?
no.
Listen to me,
You're
hold
giving them
on.
a way out. You're giving them a way out.
I'm not giving
Who
them a way out, bro. But
Okay, so
don't
tell
give
me
him
what
a way
team.
out,
So
bro.
tell me what
Because
team
both of
starts
them
these
have to
man up
hold their
front for them. So
responsibility,
tell me
bro.
what team. Tell me the team. Tell me the team. Just name like 4 or 5 teams that these
Mark,
men start for.
Mark,
What?
Mark, you know what
Yo,
is this, man? If you're going to just say it, you're hammering man, just say it out. Because
bro,
what you're
listen, eh?
just.
You wanna
No,
know
wait,
something, bro?
listen.
Don't
Because
come to create
what
this
you're doing
agenda
here,
talk, bro.
it
The
makes
man,
it
the
makes
man coach
absolutely
like a
no
youth man,
sense.
bro, with
Mark,
naivety.
Mark. I am sorry.
You
Coaches
sorry.
makes
I sorry
mistakes.
too.
They make mistake with what they do. And
Bro.
sometimes you need
It's
to
fourth,
also,
15th, you know.
bro,
We are
relax,
15th,
man.
you know, bro.
Mark, relax, Mark, relax. Because you are here talking about Bruno. Like you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem of this fan base.
Bro,
You are
if he
part of
have
it.
to sell
Mark,
Bruno,
relax,
to
Mark. Let me make my point. Just keep quiet, man. Because you've been talking all you've been saying all
go
the
ahead,
crap
go
you've been
ahead, go ahead.
saying.
I'll go and mute my
Just
mic, bro.
relax. Keep quiet. Because one thing is this, man. At some point, Saudi came with an offer for 120 million pounds for Bruno Fernandes. Is Bruno Fernandes worth 100 million pounds? Fucking no, he does not
Nope.
worth that amount of money. And you are telling me you will not sell him for what? You are comparing, all of a sudden, you're talking about Martinez Cunha. You're talking about Mbwemo. Bro, what are we doing here? Are you going to allow your agenda, like, close the way you reason? Because for me, that's what I'm seeing here. Because in my own opinion, like I've been saying it, the honest truth is this. First of all, let's look at the system. Does Bruno Fernandes fit this system? The answer is no. Does Garnacho fit the system? The answer is no. Does Kobe fit the system? The answer is no. These are fucking three players you can actually sell where I
And
can
all
tell
them
them,
three players will
Mark,
start in
Mark,
your
Mark,
team.
Mark, 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 just calm down. Just calm down. I'm trying
Well,
to make it.
Garnacho doesn't start for Real Madrid. He
Well, nah,
doesn't.
not over Vinny and them, but
Kobe does
the
not
two
even
of
start in
them,
my
the two
team.
other
Kobe
players
will
will
not
make
start
a
in my team
shout.
as well. Kobe will not start in my team. He won't. Bruno will not
Bruno
start in my
starting
team
for
as well.
sure.
He does not start in my team, Mark.
Bruno
Bro,
starting your team any
Mark,
day of the
Mark,
week,
Mark,
bro.
Mark, I'm
Who's
not that
starting ahead of him?
Mark, that is not what I'm talking about. Just drop that aside. You know what I'm saying this week. These are three
Yeah,
players
Bruno starts in your team because your
you
midfield
can
is rubbish.
actually
This is
you can actually
Tampa.
sell to get money. Because all this nonsense you guys always comes up with Bruno Fernandes, who is going to give us 30 GA, 40 GA. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? So are you telling me that in Mbwemo that was able to put in numbers for Brentford, Matthias Cunha that was able to put in numbers for what
Bro, what
Wolves?
numbers, bro? The man had
Mark,
17 goals and
Mark, keep
6
quiet,
assists.
bro. Keep quiet, Mark. Keep quiet. They are playing for Brentford and Wolves. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? They are playing for
They
Brentford
they
and
they
Wolves.
they never played. They never played Champions League or European. They could
And
only
they're,
play the Premier League
and they're
and
able
the cup games.
to do
Well, then
things.
then our
So,
man numbers should be more than Bruno because he playing one game a week.
Wait.
Yeah,
So
he playing
basically,
one
what
game
you are
a week. He
saying
should be
to me
doing way
right
better.
now,
Why do you hate these brothers? Why do you hate them? That's what.
I
Mark,
That's
don't
my
hate
thing.
them,
Why?
bro. I
But
just
you
trying to
Mark,
sound
show
like
you
you
that
do.
all them
You
men will
sound
have to
like you do.
sacrifice a player
Mark.
You
when two of
sound like
them
you hating
together
them, bro.
alone might be as good as.
You sound like you hating them, bro.
No, I
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
don't,
boys,
bro.
can you
But
hear me?
they
you can't
the
exaggerate a
current
player
players that
who's
we have,
never
yeah,
had
Boys,
has
can you hear
caused
me?
us to finish
25
15th.
GA in the Prem. A player
Nah,
who's
bro.
never had 30
Mark,
GA in the
Mark,
Can
Prem.
man hear
Mark,
me?
These are
Never had
Is it
he what
25
working?
GA in the
Mark
Prem.
Hello?
is
And
against
tell
us.
me he
Mark is
gonna
against
wait.
our
deliver. You
improvement.
mad?
Have
Mark
I
is
said,
against our improvement, bruv. He's against us.
Can you hear
have I
me?
said,
I not
have I
against
said,
it, but I just
Huh?
saying
Yeah,
you
bro.
can't tell me that them
You're
fellas,
Right?
trying to
bro.
keep us
Yeah.
down in the dumps, bro. You're trying to
Okay.
keep us there,
Okay.
bro.
No
before you
problem.
say something,
Okay.
Mark, before you say something, talking about that GGA,
Boys, can
and
you
I
hear me?
say
Is it working?
something. Yeah, we can hear you. I've been saying
Oh,
something
good,
here.
good, good. All
Are
right.
you telling me Bruno is on penalties? Bruno is on free kicks. Bruno is on corner kicks. So does it make, like, is it a surprise to you that Bruno gets 30 GA? Does it comes as a surprise to you that he actually gets 30 GAs from taking set piece, corner kick, free kicks? He
Bro.
does everything.
Bro, there's give all
Mark,
them men
just
these
keep
set
quiet,
pieces
man.
and thing,
Mark, keep
boy.
quiet, bro. Like the way
You see
you're
these
doing
men
right
when they
now.
come and talk the kind of nonsense this wanna
Mark,
talk here?
Mark, it's
Just
not
now, hold on, wait, stop.
nonsense. It's
Before you
not
go and
nonsense. Mark,
exaggerate for
it's
people,
not
Christian
nonsense.
Eriksen was taking free kicks. Christian
Mark,
Eriksen was taking
Mark,
corners. Ahmad was taking corners.
When was
Other
that?
men was taking free kicks
When
this
was that,
season.
Mark? When was
Stop
that,
it,
Mark?
bro.
Mark,
Stop
when
it.
was that?
Stop
Because I
it.
can tell you 90% of the time, Bruno takes those stuff. Bro, we watched the
Because
20.
he's
We do
gifted.
we do
He
this
know
watch
where to
and
put the ball.
bro,
That's a
relax,
talent.
bro.
Because when
Even
other men do it and they don't
Mark,
get the same
even when
result,
he
we're
Mark,
telling me then.
Mark, the team should come first.
Excuses.
It's not excuses, bro. You are not making excuses, Mark.
Excuses.
You are the one making
He
excuses.
takes most of the set pieces. Let's be real.
Not this
It's
season.
a fact, man.
Not
Well,
this
It's
but
a
that's
fact,
season,
what I'm
bro.
bro.
saying. You're just
It's
arguing
a fact.
blindly. He takes
I
most of the set pieces.
bro, this
It's a
season
fact.
they had
Nah,
Christian
forget all
Eriksen,
that. Where every
Ahmad.
single Man United fan knows
So
who
how come
takes the
them
set
wasn't getting the
pieces.
same results? If them so
No,
good
but
too.
why are we arguing this? He's saying that he's taking the set pieces, yeah. That's why his GA is like the way it is.
That's not because of that, bro.
No,
It's because
bro.
he's
It's a
I'm
part of
quality.
it.
sorry,
It's
man.
a part of it.
Okay,
Or they
Mark,
It's a,
just
Mark,
trying to
Mark,
why are
Mark,
they trying to
nah,
break
nah,
David
nah. It's a
down?
part of
Mark,
it, bro. It's a
Mark,
part of it.
Mark. How many goals did Bruno scored from out of player side penalty?
I think it was what 11 or 13 or something like that. Something like that.
You're
'Cause I
not
think he
even sure.
scored like 4 or 5 penalties. Bro, you
Four,
forget the man squad, bro. Anyway,
four
I
or
don't
five
want to say.
penalties,
Forget it.
bro. You
Bruno
telling me
playing with a
Bruno
lot of
played
shit,
4 or 5
bro.
penalty?
Whole season. Real shit, man. And developing players. Yeah?
Mark,
We now
Mark,
getting good
Mark,
players or they want to
Mark,
sell
Mark.
me.
And this
Cool.
is the problem you guys
This
have.
is why Ole Man
Mark,
can't
Mark,
tell me about my team
Mark,
sometimes,
can you
bro.
listen to me, Mark?
Because no,
Mark,
bro. I'm
the
not
first
listening to you.
offer
You are a Real Madrid
from
fan.
Saudi was 120 million.
I
All
don't
of a
care about
sudden, it
120,
went
bro. I
down
care
to
about
hundred million.
winning
It
as
went
much
down
games
to
as
80
possible.
million. Do you know why that is? Because the thing is this, man. Like I will tell you what it is right now. We are going to be here next season and be saying, no, we should have cashed out on Bruno Fernandes. You guys will say it. Like I'm saying, like people will say it that no, we should have cashed out on Bruno Fernandes.
Bro, let me
Because
tell you something, right? If
Mark,
anybody is to blame for why they didn't get to sign the players that they should have signed this summer, it's the man who lost the final, bro, because he want to pick a defensive shit side. He want to
Mark,
start men like Mason Mount. He want to
Mark,
start men like Luke Shaw.
Mark,
Bro, let me tell you,
like I
bro.
said to
He
you, when
start
I
a
joined on the
defensive
stream,
team to
I
lose the
said,
final against our
Mark,
weakened Spurs.
Mark, I
No,
said
bro,
something to you.
brother.
Coaches makes mistakes, and
Bro,
sometimes
not in
the
a
mistake they
final,
make,
bro. That's
you
a
can
sackable offense, bro.
bro,
After the
relax,
mistakes, we
man.
allow
Bro,
you to make
relax,
all the
man.
mistakes you wanted in the Prem this season, King. We allow
Mark,
you to fuck up the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
talk,
but you're
We allow
yeah,
him to fuck
I
up
hear
the
you.
Carabao Cup.
Wait,
No,
Mark,
just now,
hold on,
stop it.
Mark.
Stop,
So
stop, stop,
let's
stop.
Mark,
We
let's hear what
allow
you're
this
saying.
man to experiment our entire season. FA
Mark,
Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier
Mark,
League. Yeah, we reach
Mark, Mark,
A Europa League
Mark,
final, and
Mark,
this man could experiment,
Mark.
bro.
First of all,
All they will.
first of all,
Listen, you would have never let Ten Hag
first
do
of
that, bro.
all,
Not
Mark,
even
Mark,
season one,
Mark,
bro.
Mark, first
And
of
this is
all,
why I had to
you
call out
mentioned
elements for
Ten
being
Hag.
fake.
Okay, wait,
Element
relax,
is fake sometimes, bro.
Mark. You
Because you
just
would have
you
called out Ten Hag
mentioned
and
Ten
say
Hag.
he's a shit coach.
You
But no,
mentioned
So
Ten
Amarim
so
Hag.
is the
so
players.
if it's all on the manager and it's not on the players, then what's the point of the transfer window? Fuck off the transfer window. Fuck off the coach. Get another
Understand?
coach in and keep the same
Understand?
brothers playing.
Bro, it's not
Why
just that,
don't
bro.
we?
We need other
But why
players
don't
as
we?
well.
But well, no, we don't need
But what
players
I'm
because
saying
it's
is
the
this. What
manager.
I'm saying
Let's
is
get rid
this.
of him. Let's
Mark,
keep the same players and let's
Mark,
move forward. Innit?
Mark,
All
Mark,
they
like
want
I
to
said,
Otherwise,
sell the best player,
Mark,
right? To bring in two
no,
players who
We'll keep the players. We'll keep
hopefully they
everyone
will
that's
do it.
there.
They'll do well. Yeah.
Ganacho,
Mark,
Rasmus. We'll
Bro, you
keep
can
all of
sell
them.
all of the rest of
Yeah.
them.
No,
I don't care.
Forget that.
But the
We'll
best
keep
player, the
them
player who carrying
and we'll
we.
get a new gaffer. Remember, Ten Hag, the gaffer that you rate, couldn't get these man firing.
What
Yeah.
I mean, he get reached third place and he win a cup and
Yeah,
finish
Balitek,
eighth in
bro,
an
he
injury
didn't get them. He
crisis.
didn't get. But even when we did
In an
that, they
injury
weren't really
crisis.
scoring that.
With an injury
Even when
crisis,
we
he
did
finished
that,
eighth.
they
We
weren't
was
Balitek,
two
really
points
scoring
off
that
top
many
four.
goals.
We was 2 points off top four. That's all I had to say.
Wait, you
But they
mentioned
didn't
Ten
Even
really
You
finishing
score
eighth,
mentioned Ten
goals.
we was 2 points from finishing
You
fourth.
just mentioned Ten
But
Finishing
Hag.
again,
eighth.
what was
Just
the goal
saying.
scoring like? What was the goal scoring like? They weren't really
No,
scoring
no.
goals.
The fact of the matter is we was not
Yeah, but
15th, we was not 16th, we was not 17th, we was not getting
yes.
drop up 4-0 every other week.
But
Yeah.
what about the goals?
32 games,
But
King.
what,
We didn't win. We
bruv?
did
When
not
I watch
lose two
football,
in
I
a
watch it
row
for goals. I
under
watch it
Ten
for
Hag.
Golacio. That's what I
It
watch it
don't
for.
matter. but we
That's
didn't
what I
lose
watch it
2
for.
games in
Don't
a
tell me
row,
it don't matter,
back to
bro.
back to back to back
Don't tell
under
me what
10
I
man.
watch football for doesn't matter, bro. I watch it for
No,
goals. Yeah,
he's
I
I
watch
just
don't
it for
watch.
goals too. But you see, the
Mark.
Exactly.
differences with that team and this team is that men them tell me, right? And men them acting like if this guy, just because we go and get Cunha, just because we go and get Mbwemo, them fellas go and suddenly score one set of goals, bro. Yeah, then
No,
just go and start scoring goals
that's not what we're saying.
immediately.
They
They go
will.
and score
That
five,
team is
six
not
goals
Yeah, but
every
just
game.
They will.
Cool, no problem, bro.
anyway, boys,
Blame the attack.
They
what I
will.
was saying,
Just blame it,
what
bro. No, no, listen. Ray, don't say nothing, bro. These two men, them of the opinion, them fellas go and come in, walk in, and they go and start scoring goals,
They're
Mark.
right?
going
Mark.
to
So
cook.
just
well,
so
let's
hold
go.
on. So
Let's
if
They're
go.
I
going
don't
to
get,
cook.
Let's go.
listen, if I don't
I
get
what
30
what what
GA
type
from
of food do you
Mbwemo
like?
next
Steak?
season, if I
They're
don't get
going to
30
cook
GA
steak, bruv.
from Cunha next season,
They're
we
gonna
going
well
at it
done up
because Bruno
everyone's
first
steak,
season he had
bruv.
30 plus GA in
Mark, I want
Bruno's
to
first
ask
Hey,
you.
season.
listen, they're gonna cook,
Mark,
bruv.
Mark, I want to
Let
ask
me
Anyway,
you a question.
what
hope
I
so,
was
bro. Because if
Mark,
together they barely
Mark,
have 30 GA, we will be
Mark, can you
discussing
relax,
this.
man? I want to ask a question here.
well,
Because
okay. When I jumped on,
there's
I jumped
something
on to say,
you
all
don't
right, boys,
understand.
look. We all argue. I jumped on to say that it's a good start to the transfer window. These boys want to come to United, and it's left to these boys now to show what they want to do because I'm not going to come in here and say these boys are going to do this and that and this and that, yeah, because when you play for United, it's a completely different kettle of fish, yeah. These boys are already hunted out. I heard stories about Cunha's walking stats where I've never ever heard in my life, and I'm sure if we get Mbwemo, they're going to be saying something about his whatever it is. So it's to see what we do with these boys. I mean,
Ray, Ray,
what I like about the signings is that they want to join United. They're not coming for money and yabba yabba. Yabba. They want to come and join United and join the products. So
Man coming for
it's like,
200K a week, bro. Plus
well,
bonuses.
well,
Ray, Mark, Mark, Mark,
123
Mark,
million
Mark,
package, bro.
Let's stop doing this. Because
Bro, I not doing
one
anything that we
thing we
don't do
are
with
trying
other
to do
players, bro.
here,
So
Mark,
calm
and
down.
just Mark,
Calm
relax.
yourself.
Mark,
One time.
relax. What we are
Yeah.
trying to do here is
sorry?
taking the way forward of this club.
I not trying to put the
But
way forward of the club, bro. I
no,
want
no,
my
Mark,
club to move
just
forward, but
listen to
I
what I'm
not
saying right
rushing
now.
into
Like,
things. I not
like
ready. I don't believe we need to rush into certain things,
we are
bro.
not
You might have a
rushing.
different opinion. That might be
Russian,
you, right?
bruv.
Mark,
The
But
window,
my
the
club,
window
bro.
just opened, bruv. What are we talking about rushing for? The window just opened, bruv. This is the appropriate
Exactly.
time to sign players. What are we
Bro,
talking
I
about?
just don't be listen, don't be vexed with me because I don't believe we should be spending 60 to 123 million on a player who can't even score 40 goals in a season before. That's just me. Because for me to spend 60,
But you were
70
happy to
million or
spend
100
70
million
million
package,
on.
no,
a
But
no,
player
I
had
will
to
say
be
this
scoring
about
30
football right
goals
now.
every
so
season, boy. He had
When you
had
say
not.
2, 3
about
back-to-back
football
season
money,
That's
plus
what
because you
20
don't
GA,
like the
boy.
brother. That's because
Nada.
you don't like him, bro.
what
That's
I
not
we are
told
because I
you.
talking
don't like him,
about,
bro. That's because it's mere factor value for money. Your
so,
Chris
So
is easy
so
value for money because this brother scoring 30 plus goals last 2 seasons.
yeah, but
Mark,
you said he flopped at Coventry. It's only like now
Yeah,
you're
but that was
changing your
4 years
stance,
ago.
bro.
Come on.
No, but it's amazing how he flopped at Coventry, but then he was in the player of the season for the championship. So
Mark,
I don't know how you flop and then get into the player of the
Well,
season for the
Coventry
championship.
wasn't in the championship that season when he was there the first season,
Mark,
bro. He was
Mark,
there the
like
second season. He was in
what
League
I'm
One.
asking here,
Okay,
I
well,
want to know,
but he
Well,
like,
flopped
okay.
there though. You said he flopped. You said he flopped in
Bro,
thingy.
the
So.
man, until he was 22, he didn't score no goals in
Yeah, but
England.
you
Mark,
said
Mark,
he
Mark,
flopped.
that was
He was
then,
here for
man.
3 years before.
No,
But that's
that
what I'm
was
saying.
then. That
So I don't
was then.
understand.
No,
As
How
it
but
am I
stands
wrong?
what
right
I'm
now,
saying is you've proven, yeah, that it does when you start arguing about something, you're
You
ready
see,
to move the goalpost,
I
however
not had to
and
move no
whichever way you
goalpost,
want to
bro.
move
You
it.
see, you
Yeah,
want to
bro,
move the
you want to
goalpost
move it.
now
You want to
because
move
you
it.
talking about the finish when
Yeah,
the player
you're
reach now, but you
downplaying
talk
our
about the
signings.
rest.
Yeah, I can understand if we're bringing in some bullshit signings, but we're bringing in brothers. Yeah, we're bringing in some brothers that actually fuck us up when we play them. Yeah, not
Bro,
just fuck
oh,
us up;
what
they
he do?
fuck up
What
our
did he
rivals.
do? Did he
They
score a
fuck
hat
up our
trick?
rivals. What do
Did
you
he
mean? Did
score
he
a hat
score a
trick?
hat trick,
Has he
bruv?
ever scored a
He
hat trick?
he scored from a corner kick, bruv.
Brother,
Yeah, he
Brother, a
scored
lucky
from
corner
a
kick,
cool.
bro.
It
Oh
wasn't a
my
lucky
God.
corner kick.
Oh
He knew
my
what he
God.
was
Oh
doing,
my
bruv. It
God,
was a
bro.
finesse
You know
shot
what? You
into
know
the
what,
goal,
bro?
bruv.
You know what,
He
bro? If
scored
he
from a
was
corner
Desiree
kick,
Doué
bruv,
having 23
against us.
goals
Yeah.
and 19 assists, I could understand you getting
Say
on
that again.
like this. If it
Say that
was
again.
a type of season like what Desiree Doué had, where he had 27 goals and 19 assists, I could understand you getting on like this. And yeah, let me spend
Mark,
60 mil.
Mark,
But it's
Mark,
not even near that, bro.
Mark,
Yeah.
the,
Hold on.
Yeah, but they
But he's
adding
you,
goals
playing
to
in
you
the team.
watch
France.
They're adding
football,
goals
He's
to the
playing
team,
in
watch
France.
No, no,
watch
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
we're
football.
not
doing.
here, man. I say
He's
if
playing
this
in a
dude
Watch
was doing
farmers
that
football.
in
league.
the Prem,
You know, boys,
He's
he'd be
playing in
already
a
rolling
farmers
for
league, bruv.
160, 100 mil
Get
package.
out of
Bro,
here,
you could
man.
run
with
and
the
spend that for.
potential, with the Cunha signing and the potential signing in Bram, we're adding goals. You know, Mark. We're not.
I'm not
I mean,
saying no to
we're
that,
adding goals.
Ray. This is the
Yeah,
problem with these fellas. Because I'm not super excited by it because guess what, bro? I just always think about all comps. I don't just think about the Prem. Yeah, and these two brothers, while they're very good in the
You're saying
Prem,
you're thinking about all comps, but bro, those are the competitions they were playing in. If they were
yeah,
playing in
but
Champions
where
League,
has Wolves
no,
ever
but
reached
no, no, but if they
let
were
me tell you,
playing
let
in
me
the
ask you a
Champions
question, right?
League, they would have had
Stop. You see,
more games
this is
to
the
play.
problem with you, bro. Right? You
Mark,
just
you
go on
cannot
ramping and
blame
talking about
this.
stuff you
You
don't know.
No,
Because
cannot
guess
it's
what,
not
right?
blame
ramping.
this.
Wolves is
I'm
always
talking.
getting
I
knocked
only
out of
talk
the
about
every
stuff I
single
know. I
pack
don't
in
talk
the
about
first
shit I
round.
don't
Oh,
know.
Mark,
Yeah.
Mark,
It's
you
the
cannot be
same thing
talking.
with Brentford, bro. Brentford will go to the third round
Bruv,
in no cup nowhere.
If Man United had the money and the power, yeah, to go and get players that are playing Champions League football and bring them to the club, don't you think they would have done that? They're buying within the Premier League because that is what is on offer to them. Yeah,
Bro, it's more
they listen,
expensive to
listen.
shop Premier
Let
League
me
than
just land
shop in
this. Let me
Europe,
just land
bro.
this.
You know
Yeah,
that, right?
let me just land this point. Yeah, one thing. Yeah, we have failed, yeah? Whatever which way you want to put it, we have failed, yeah? Our rivals, even the smaller teams, are recruiting better than us. Somehow, Brentford, yeah, and fucking Wolves and all these other smaller teams, yeah, have players that are good. Yeah, we are buying players, and for whatever reason, they're rubbish at Man United. They might be good somewhere else, but they're rubbish at Manchester United. Our recruitment has been off. Yeah. You're talking about spending 60 million. Fuck the 60 million. It's not your money. I don't give a fuck what we spend as long. Wait, hold on. I don't give a fuck what we spend as long as the player comes in and he performs. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if Cunha comes and he performs, I don't give a fuck. If fucking
That is
if
me.
Rash, no,
But don't exaggerate the player
hold on.
performance
But
for me,
are
bro.
you
Don't act like if
but you're
20
not an
G is
accountant,
40.
yeah. You're a football fan. You're not an accountant. You're a
Bro,
football
you
fan, yeah,
acting like if 20 G is 40 G right now to me. That's how I'm
bro.
watching you right now
I will
because
Mark,
the
take
way
it
Mark,
you
because our
acting is like
team
if
does
this
not
brother just had
score
40 G.
goals. We rely on Bruno Fernandes. Our team does not score goals, bro. This strike force is the worst
That
strike
is not
force
even the
on
problem. I
record.
don't know why you
Listen,
even
I
say
don't
mentioning
care.
that. That is not even my
No.
problem.
We
My problem
are
is
doing what we
you
used to
man of
do.
me.
We are taking the best player out of Brentford, the best player out of Wolves, yeah, and hopefully the best player out of Sporting, and we are creating a strike force.
Bro, we're
This is
not even
what we
getting
need to
Gyökeres if we
do.
sign Mbwemo, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, if we,
Okay, but
but
even if
that's the
we
Mark,
don't get
problem.
Mark,
him,
Mark,
even if we get
Mbwemo is
Mateta,
18.
even if we get Mateta, yeah, bro, we are taking some of the best players out of these
Bro,
teams.
them fellas might be prem proven, but what going on? But they don't do well in no cups. Yeah, they
I
don't do
don't
well in no
Mark,
care.
FA
I
Cup.
don't
They
Mark,
don't
care
win
what
because
no
cup do you
nothing.
they're
play?
not in those
How
competitions. So
many
I
What you
cup
don't
mean
do
they're
you
not
care.
in FA
play?
You
Cup? You mad
bro,
or?
what do you mean?
Brentford is in the FA Cup
Did,
and is getting knocked out in the first round every
okay,
season.
but what about Palace though?
We didn't talk about Mateta, bro. We need a
Yeah,
striker. I taking on
but yeah,
Mateta.
Mark,
I signing
yeah,
Mark,
Mateta.
Mark, Mark,
yeah. All right,
But he
watch me,
not
cool.
costing
watch
me
me,
60
All right,
mil.
so you don't want to downplay Mateta, but you want to downplay Mbwemo and Cunha.
Because at
watch me,
Mateta coming
man.
at value
Get
30
out of there,
million.
bro.
I think value for
That's what
Cunha
I'm
is
saying, bro.
40 million at
Yeah,
max.
Mark,
yeah.
Mark,
He's
Mark,
better
Mark,
than both of them.
watch me,
Yeah, I
Mark,
hear
watch
you.
me right
I
now.
hear
I'm
you.
not saying he better than both of them, but he coming at
Yeah,
value is 30 million for
that's the way.
Mateta, bro. It's
But that's
27
the way
million
you're talking.
pounds.
Yeah. Cool. He's better than both of them.
I never said that though.
Yeah,
But okay.
that's the first. That's the first time I've heard of that money.
I
I've
send you the information earlier on,
y-
bro.
Yeah,
in your
but that's the
WhatsApp.
first, bro. But that was the first time I saw it. Most of them, I've seen 40 million. That is the
Bro,
price tag
the
on
price tag is
most outlets.
27 million pounds. I don't know
Oh,
what
but
people saying. I don't know what they're
I can
exaggerating. The
send you
price is
multiple
27.
outlets that say 40 million for
Bro,
Mateta, man.
okay, well I tell you 27. And
Yeah, but
me
that
when
was
I
the
get
first
my
time I see that.
prices, yeah,
But
cool.
that was
I
the
just
first
telling
time
you
I
that the
see that. That was
price.
the. Do you think we're having this discuss? Do you think the club is longing it out if they knew they could just go and get Mateta for less than 30 million?
Yeah, bro. I think so.
Okay,
Because
well,
we make stupid decisions and Wilcox
Well,
don't
all I
strike
got to
me
say,
as
all I got
somebody
to
that
say in the
making
matter,
genius decisions, bro.
all I got to say in the matter is a player that has scored 20 league goals cannot be sniffed at, man. And that's what Mbwemo scored.
Yeah, I
So
not
if we
sniffing at
sign the guy,
Mbwemo, bro. My problem is I not hyped over Cunha like some men hyped over Cunha because for me, bro, I could
well,
understand
we have
spending
to see with the
60
Cunha in
million
so
it.
for
I mean,
wait,
Mbwemo.
hold on. So what does he have to do this
If he had Mbwemo
upcoming
numbers,
season?
maybe we
No,
could
no, to
talk.
just get respect because you just
Mbwemo
talking
numbers, bro.
reckless.
Mbwemo numbers
We
back
need
to back seasons.
what's in
Mbwemo
Mbwemo
kind of
numbers?
numbers back to back seasons.
No, so he needs to
20,
do it for 2
20,
seasons.
20
Yeah, just
What?
like
goals,
how
and then the other
Mbwemo did
goal I think
it.
was 9.
Mbwemo
Was
did it
9.
for 3 seasons. He doing it for one only.
Okay, so okay, so what? So he
I
needs
mean,
to
I
do
like to
3
be confident.
seasons
I like to see
before
no a
you.
Acunha's got
man
to
So
prove
he
prove
needs
himself.
to
himself.
do 3 seasons before you give him some form of
No,
respect.
he needs to do 2 seasons back to back.
So he needs
But he
to
might
do
do.
two
He might
seasons
do.
before you give him.
Anyway,
But no, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But I'm saying keep the same energy for every single player,
here's
bro.
my point.
But I
Yeah.
have, I
Don't
have, I
move away
always
from
will.
your principles.
Guys,
If this is your principle and it's ingrained in you, keep the same
here's
energy
my
for
point.
every single player, bro.
Here's my point.
Bro,
Here's my
as long
point.
as you come in as a senior
When a
player,
brother
bro,
comes with
above.
principle, you see me, I'm one of the most principled guys. When a brother comes to me with principles,
Here's my point.
I would like
But
you
this is
to
how I
keep the
always
same
was. You don't
energy.
listen to what I be saying now.
Boys, here's my point
Nah.
with Acuna. Here's my point with
Raw.
Acuna, yeah. Here's my point with Acuna, yeah. We're signing a brother that's on the up. So, yeah, he might have done it for one season, but he's on the up. He's 25 years old. He's got a World Cup to go to next season. He's gonna look to come and try and do things, man. He's not gonna. I don't think that's why I agree with the man when he say he's gonna do okay because I don't see the flopping here because in the past we've signed guys and then we not heard nothing about them. They've scored 9 goals and then we overpay for man, hype them up. But we see Cunha is on the up, and because he's a World Cup year, he's gonna want to make that World Cup squad. So he come to United thinking, yes, if I play, score goals, I'm guaranteed Brazil. So it's left to Cunha to show, and I think that's a big incentive to come to a club as big as Manchester United. No matter if you're 15th or not, you know that you got a World Cup in your team. You're gonna come and you're gonna perform, and that's why I think Acuna is a good signing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a
like I didn't see you as a bad signing. I just not over the moon about it. I think I think I entitled to my opinion. I think I not downing him or anything, but because I don't expect him to come and hit the ground running. I will see how he do if he
Mm,
does. If he does well, cool. But I not go and say I expecting 25 to 30 G from the man. Yeah. So I just putting it out there. This is why I sung the way I sung, because I do have that expectation. Maybe you might have that expectation. Cool. But for me, I don't. Yeah,
mm,
if it's Mbwemo, I might have bigger expectations from Mbwemo because I see Mbwemo do it for 2, 3 seasons back to back. So I know what Mbwemo go and do. You understand what I'm saying? For
mm.
me, I need to hear about sales. I want to see who going sold, bro. I want certain men to be sold with immediate effect. Yeah, if we selling Bruno, they're selling Bruno. I can't stop them. I know the deal for the club, but if it was up to me, I would be putting talent around Bruno because we only had Bruno, bro, for the last 2 seasons, really. What men could talk about Ahmad this and this and Kobe that and this one that and Menu this and but them fellas developing, bro. Them is not the kind of quality you want to have around a man like Bruno. If you had better quality around Bruno, we probably finished top 2 every season last 3 seasons. Yeah. And this is what we need. So this is just when I look at it on a football and reason side. You get Mbwemo, you get Cunha. You need to keep Bruno. Because with them two men, is we gonna score 3-4 goals a game. If Bruno were dealing with them, if Bruno sorting them out, we gonna score real goals. But I don't know if we go and sell Bruno to facilitate the transfer windows because men fail to win the Europa League. Yeah. Well, so be it. But don't make it seem like we must sell this guy for the whole rebuild to be good. Cool. I don't feel like that.
So
Yeah,
would you rather
because
go for
first of
cheaper
all,
players? Would
hmm?
you rather go for way more cheaper players, right? And keep Bruno?
Well, I mean, you
Would
see,
you rather a
like I was telling you earlier, bro.
reduced transfer budget, a
Yeah, I
severely
don't mind it
reduced
because, like I was
transfer
telling you, bro,
budget
I think we have a lot of youth players that, for my honest opinion, I think it have players we might be looking at that we have a player in the academy that are of that level or even better. Because realistically,
of what level?
well, I think it have better wing backs than Dorgu, and we spend 40 million euros. I think that's a waste of money.
Wait,
But
wait, wait,
the
wait,
brother's still
wait, wait.
developing, so let me see how it goes.
Now we're getting to the crux of this, right? Cool. So how many of these youth players, yeah, are you bringing into our team now that's going to improve us?
Well, if since
Name
Amarim
the
only
names.
have Premier League, yeah, since
Name
he
the
only
names.
have Premier League, and we don't expect him to win to get top four next season, yeah,
No,
I do
who
expect
said
that,
that? Who said that?
brother. I don't know about nobody. I do expect him to get no top four next season.
Okay,
But
so what do you
especially when you get
expect?
50 to 60 points.
You're saying that we got better players in the youth setup that you want to bring in, yeah. So
I
who are the
mean,
players and where do you expect to finish?
if we bring in, I think about four youth players. I
Okay,
think it
so
have a
four
player who
players.
could play left wing back better than Dogu. I think it
Who's
have
that?
two.
Who's
I
that?
think
Who's that?
Murray
Who's
and
that?
Hamas better than Dogu. I
Everybody in
think
the chat wants to know, bro. Who are you talking about?
I think Harry Hamas and young Jacob Murray better than Dogu by
So you're
far
bringing
as a
in them
left back.
two. So
Yeah,
that's two players now. So
two
Murray
players.
and Armas. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I would bring in who I would bring in Shea. Well, Shea Lacey, I see him playing in Hong Kong. Maybe he might be coming to the team already.
So that's
And
three. Then there's one more.
I will bring in either Morehouse or Scanlon. I think even on the right wing, as
Let
a
me
right
just give
wing
you
back
them five.
or a right wing or a right 10, I think Scanlon better than Dogu.
Let me
I
just
think
give you them
Scanlon,
five. Yeah. So five youth players to come into the youth setup, and we finish where?
if we get a senior striker, we have Cunha already. I think we should
So
buy
so you're
Gyökeres.
saying we need six players now,
No, bro, you're not listening to me, bro.
bro?
You
You're
see, you don't
bro.
listen well, you
You
know.
said you
I
want to
think
bring
you
five
man them
players
don't
from the
listen
youth
well, right?
setup. No,
Because first of all,
you said you want to bring five
you
players
talk
from the
about
youth
youth
setup.
players. You
Yeah.
never talk about
You said
senior
you
players that
don't
we
need
was
a
going to
transfer
sign.
budget because we're gonna bring you want to bring players from the youth setup, right? So
I
then you
said we
said
don't need a
four,
big
then it's
transfer
turned into
budget, but
five,
that's okay.
then it's turned
Because I
into
still was
five.
going to bring in
So
Cherky. So where's
okay,
your point? I try to
okay,
understand.
so
I would bring in
okay,
Cherky.
okay,
We done
yeah.
pay for Cunha already. Cunha's a done deal, so he had a count no matter if I didn't wasn't buying him or not. Yeah. Uh, but at the same time, I feel like I would have go for Gyökeres as the first signing. I would rather spend my money because I will need most a striker. I feel like if we get a striker at 10 or whether it's Cunha or whether it is I would have go for Mbwemo and I would have buy Chucky. So I probably might not sign Cunha. I might have signed Mbwemo as the first signing with a striker and Chucky because I think Chucky is a creative player, more creative. You
But
understand?
he's lazy. But he's lazy. He's lazy.
He might be lazy, but
He's
I think what
lazy.
he would create in 15 minutes is more than certain players will take 90 minutes to
So
create.
do we need, yeah, as shit as we've been, do we need a luxury player to come into this team now?
You think he
No.
was lazy when he played against Man United, bro?
Bro,
I just asking. I just
it's a
asking.
it's a proven thing, yeah, that the
Okay.
brother does not defend with the team. We do
I
not,
don't need
yeah.
everybody to
He,
defend, bro. I
yeah,
swear to you, bro.
but that's not how the manager plays. Everyone
Bro, how
gets
does the
involved.
manager play? He loses.
That's it.
Nobody
He
wins.
doesn't have luxury players in his team. His team doesn't hold luxury players, bro.
Mhm.
Bro, this manager, let me tell you something, right? We never had a manager. We didn't expect to do something with what we had. It's the first time we
Doesn't
have a
matter.
manager. We
He
giving him a
doesn't.
pass for
The
doing
teams that
for
the
not being
teams
able to
where
do
he's
anything with
had
what he
his
has.
success did not hold not one single luxury player. Yeah,
Guys in Portugal,
all
brother.
it
Anybody
doesn't
could win in
matter. It
Portugal,
doesn't
bro.
matter. We are
What do you
shit.
mean it doesn't matter, bro?
We can't afford a luxury
This
player.
is Man United. Of course it matters,
No,
bro.
but we can't. We're not good enough to have a luxury player right now. We ain't, bro. Look where we finished. We can't have a
It's-
player that has said, "Oh yeah, that's your man. You have him." We
we
don't.
gotta
We
continue
can't
this
afford to
tomorrow,
do that.
fellas, because here
But
what
you.
there,
But this is
bro.
what I'm saying.
I
You
do
want to
believe
spend.
in that.
You want to spend. You want to spend
10 million
the
pounds.
so-called
10
money
million
that.
pounds.
Bro, I don't
10
care
million
what it is.
pounds.
It could be 1p. You want to spend the 1p or whatever it's gonna cost, yeah, on a brother that decides,
Gonna
oh yeah, I
that have
can't be asked to track
39,
back.
37 GA
This is
this
the
season in
same. This is
France.
the same reason why we got rid of Rashford. This is the same reason because he can't be asked, bro. We can't
Brother, I don't know
allow.
why what image you trying to put in people's head, but when a player have 37 GA and 19 of them is assists, you need to check yourself, bro. The man
No,
had 20, no, a
I
lie,
don't
he
need
had
to check
21
nothing.
assists, bro.
I don't need
21
to check.
assists the man had.
I don't need to check nothing. And the last time I
Brother,
checked, it was 18
for,
assists. The
Brother, let me
last
tell
time
you
I checked.
something, bro. Anybody with that kind of amount of assists, they could, whether they're lazy or not, they're creating more for the team than most players do in whole season in total contribution. Yeah?
Okay, but
Let me
you're
be
hyping
real.
up his assists, but then you want to throw away all the goals that Cunha scored.
Bro, forget the goals, bro. Because as
But
a number
you're
10,
throwing
as
them
a
away
winger,
though.
you have a
Don't we
priority.
need
Your priority
goals?
is to create, not to
But
score.
don't we
Your
need
priority, that's not
goals?
his role. His role is not to score goals. His role is to create. As
But
a
he did.
number 10,
But he did
brother,
create.
brother, listen.
He
What you
did create.
talking about is not a number
But
10, it's a second
he did.
striker.
But he did create.
Create
He
what? Six
created.
goals? 6 goals? All season in
If
38 games. Six goals in 38
Does
games.
Wolves have a clinical striker that we tried to buy that we was linked
Jesus
with this
Christ.
season? Do they
Bro, he
have a
created
clinical
six
striker that
goals
we
in
was?
38 games. Created
But
six assists.
did they
38
have a
games.
clinical striker?
Brother,
Which is what I'm saying. Did they have a
Jesus
clinical
Christ.
striker at their club? Do they have a clinical striker? Does anybody
They
know the
have a man
clinical
who went
striker that
7
plays
goals
for
straight
Wolves?
scoring.
Wait,
Anyway,
hold on.
I
Does
don't know.
anybody in
Anyway,
the chat know the clinical striker that plays for Wolves? Does anybody know this person? Please, somebody let me know his name because I don't know. I don't think it exists. Yeah,
just
they
make
do not have a
excuses for the
clinical
player
striker
again
over
and
there.
again and again, bro. You
No,
just
they
keep
They,
don't.
making
But they had
excuses.
a
It's
guy
not
that
his.
used to score a lot of goals at home. A Chinese guy. I can't remember his name, but he was clinical at
Echan.
home. But Ichan, yeah. But Cunha set him up
Anyway.
most of the time.
Bro, Cunha has 6 assists this season in 38 games, bro. You're not even including cup games.
Look,
Forget that. Tomorrow
we know.
we'll continue this
Look,
at
we
an
know
earlier
Cunha
time.
don't got the
I have to
blisterings.
go. I
We,
gotta go, guys. I
okay.
have to go. But tomorrow we'll continue, guys. Big up to you guys for coming in. Big up to everybody in the chat. Love you all. Plus, you guys will be back tomorrow. We will be discussing this again
Discuss it, man. Yeah, man.
definitely with Ray, with my buddy. You know what I mean? Bali Tech is in the
Yeah,
building, have no fear.
I ain't working
And of
tomorrow, so
course,
I'm
Temba
here.
Banks will
I'm
be
here.
here again. Of course, I think tomorrow we'll be streaming to Chamba's channel as well. So guys, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. And yes, Strand Larson was on 4 or 5 games scoring streak playing for Wolves this season. When before they play Man United and they won. So just saying. Forget I'm not
is
saying that
that
he
a
don't have a
clinical
clinical
striker?
striker,
But
but stop
is
making the
that a
striker
clinical
the
striker
problem,
though?
bro.
Is
Because
that how
I'm
many
saying
how many goals did he get for the season? Is that a clinical striker?
I don't know how much goals he get. We will revisit this tomorrow. But just remember what I say, bro. The man still have 6 assists in 38 games. And that is the fact. Garnacho
Bro,
have more assists than this brother. I just want you
yeah,
to know.
but
And we
he
want to sell Garnacho.
he's more but bro, listen, if you're trying to tell me that Ganacho is good, yeah. If you're trying to
No,
tell me
bro.
that
No, bro.
Ganacho
I'm
is good,
not.
yeah. If you're trying to like Ganacho is good in Ten Hag system. He's not good in this system. He's all right in
Bro,
this system.
is this
In fact,
system
he's
even good
below
at
average
all?
in
We
this
will
season.
discuss that tomorrow.
He's below average in this season, bro.
I,
This
I, I
system,
wouldn't. I
sorry.
would say the system was below average this season, bro. That's me because they didn't
But
have a plan B.
that's only
That's
if
just
these
me.
men know how to play it. Remember, they don't know how to play it.
Yeah, but I think we're changing the system now because the signings for me looks like more attacking than what Amon was playing at. Because as I said it before, man, I think Amon was playing some bullshit defensive survival shit. To be honest, and as much as we say about the players, some of the football was absolutely dire and making players look rubbish because there was no space. It was all just tight isolation, and I was disappointed in Amon, to be honest, because I'm thinking this guy's not playing attacking football. But that's why I said I see who he signs in the summer and how he plays next season. Because I don't think this is the real American football I saw in Sporting. Because I didn't see five at the
Bro.
back in Sporting and my man playing defensive football. My man teared apart teams in the Champions League, yeah,
Yeah,
in the
but
Premier League, yeah.
let me ask all of that question. Did you see
And
any
this
player
guy,
that Mateus Cunha remind earlier from Sporting? Felton Hannon.
nothing like that. And this guy's come
Nothing
to the
like that.
Premier League, yeah,
Mbwemo,
and
nothing
going
like
to
it.
some and playing some
Dogu,
real dead boy football where
Wait,
we
wait,
haven't even
hold
had a
on,
shot
wait,
on
hold
target.
on. What was you saying, Mark? You were saying who does Matthias Cunha remind you of?
not a Sporting player currently.
No, he doesn't. But then Mbwemo doesn't remind me of any of them either. Like it's a different
Exactly.
style.
Same thing with
Well, that's what I'm
Dogu.
saying. That's what I'm
So this
saying,
is what I'm
Bally
saying.
and Mark. It
So
could be a
when you
different.
say they don't know how to play the system, I'm thinking these players' profile
Nah,
are
because
nothing like the Sporting profile players.
it's
So I don't even know
because
what
it's
system
because
Amarim go and play. But
I
anyway,
think
how
he's
to go,
gonna play.
guys?
I think
I'm
he's gonna
sorry.
play the same thing, bro. I just think it's a Premier League version of what he was doing over there. That's what I think. The
What
p-
is that?
the pace and the power, yeah, it's gonna be the same things, just slightly different. Like in terms of the profile, yeah, they don't have to be fucking silky brothers with no strength. These brothers need a physical presence. Yeah, they need to be
Yeah,
physical in the Premier League. Yeah, this is why we're raising the physical flooring of the team. Yeah, this is what when Almiron first came in, he said, "Yo, this team is flimsy." This
yeah.
is why we're getting big, strong man in the team. We get kicked off the park every game we play, bruv. Every single game. We're getting kicked by Brentford. We're getting kicked by Bournemouth. We're getting kicked by everybody, bruv. Arsenal. Everyone's kicking us.
Bro,
True,
Now,
I
true.
we can
think that
kick
was
back.
only ever the season we ever get kicked so much because Amarim tactics was shite. And that's just my opinion this season. We gotta go, but we'll continue this talk tomorrow.
Yeah, man. We continue.